Hi everyone and welcome to the greenhouse. Now, we want to talk today about yeast because it is a great thing to have available to us to use in the garden, in particular the veggie patch. Now, why use it? Well, in a second we're going to go into a video about the benefits of using yeast as a liquid supplement to the garden. And then I'm going to show you how to make your own solution. So let's have a look at the video first, so you get a bit of an understanding as to the benefits of using the stuff, and then we'll come back to me mixing up our own formula to use, say, on the tomatoes, for example. Let's have a look. There's more to yeast than making bread. Ever thought that the yeast you use in your kitchen could be a game changer in your garden? Stick around, because today we're diving into the secret life of yeast and how it can help your garden thrive. So, what is yeast anyway? Yeast is a single-celled fungus loaded with nutrients and enzymes. While it's great for baking bread, it also works wonders in the soil. But how, you ask? When you add yeast to your garden, it acts as a microbial stimulant. Think of it as a superfood for beneficial bacteria and fungi. These tiny allies in the soil break down organic matter, unlocking nutrients that your plants need to grow strong and healthy. Imagine this: yeast feeds the microbes break down organic matter, and this process releases essential nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus. It's like a chain reaction that results in a more balanced and nutrient-rich soil environment. Gardeners who've tried this swear by the benefits. From better root development and lusher leaves to stronger fruit set, especially in veggies like tomatoes, peppers and leafy greens, yeast has proven to be a real garden hero. So why not give it a go? Adding a bit of yeast to your soil could be the most unexpected yet effective tool in your gardening kit. Let nature do the rest and watch your garden transform. Now let's look at how I go about making my own mixture, and then we can apply it to the tomatoes. It's warm in here. We've got 35 degrees at the moment. I've got this window closed behind me simply because we've got the outside field being cut at the moment for making hay bales or animal feed bales. It's not really hay because it's such a mixture. Hence the window being closed and the heat coming in. So you might get a bit of background noise, but anyway, let's get on. So to make your own yeast solution, you need something like this. Well, I use something like this. So it's an old glass jar with a lid. Now I've got some baking yeast you would probably use for making your breads, and we've got 2 tablespoons of sugar, and I've got a litre of water here that I've had sitting out here to get nice and warm. So, you know, obviously it's a bit warmer than room temperature, but obviously you don't want boiling water because that will kill the yeast. So the first thing we need to do is take our water, and to the water we add 2 tablespoons of sugar. Make sure I get that all in there. Now I want to start to get that to dissolve a little bit, so we give them a little bit of a stir. There we go, should be okay. Now we take our yeast. So, you know, this is available in any shop, supermarket. I actually got this in the supermarket the other day. So I only want a teaspoon of this stuff. So we'll get him out. Let's just open him up. Now I've got quite a bit in there. I've got more than I'm going to need for this today. So here's our teaspoon of yeast. And we just put that in there like that. I'm going to seal up this. It's just like a seed packet. And I've got this terrible habit of putting open seed packets into my trouser pockets, and then I forget about them. So we're going to give this a little bit of a stir. Now what I want to do is get that into my jar. So here's the fun part. Start to pour it in. I'm actually washing the spoon. So I want to get all that sugar out of there. Make sure there's nothing left in there. Get it all in there. Okay. I'm just going to make sure I've got every last bit out, which I have. And already bubbles are forming. I'm just going to pop the lid on this. I'm not going to leave the lid really secure, tight. I'm just putting it on there so I can give it a good shake. So it all mixes in. Now, as that sugar and yeast reacts with each other, it's going to produce carbon dioxide. That's why I don't want the lid on this to be very tight. So I'm just going to leave the lid gently on the top, just place it on the top, and that's it. Now I'm going to leave that for 2 hours. And in 2 hours' time, we'll come back and we will use it. Now, if you're anything like me, you probably watch a lot of YouTube videos. That's why you're watching this one. Now, what I've found with YouTube is that I get bombarded. I might watch a particular video about a particular subject, and then the next thing you know is the YouTube robot is firing all these videos at me from different creators that I'm really, really not interested in. And so what I do is, and you probably do the same, is I clear my watch history. Now, when I do that, everything gets wiped off and you start again. Well, that's great. The trouble with it is that I've forgotten who I want to watch on a regular basis. And the only way I can do that and keep up to date with what they're doing and keep me either informed or entertained is to hit their subscribe channel button. If you subscribe to the channel, more and more people get to see what we're up to here. And therefore, it can be shared a lot easier. So, like I say, if you want to subscribe, then great. I really would appreciate it. And if you don't want to subscribe, but you do like any of the videos that you watch, giving us a thumbs up also helps. Thanks very much. Now let's get back to the video. So a couple of hours later, we've had a reaction with the yeast in that sugar. And it smells like bread. So we need to go outside and add it to our watering can. So I've got to get this in here without tipping it. All over the floor. Yeah. Rada thinks it's something to eat, because she also thinks it smells like bread. And I'll just top the watering can up. So 1 litre of liquid to this can. There we go. Now, let's go and see the tomatoes. Now, before I apply any feed or amendments, anything like that, I always water the bed first because I want it to hang around a bit longer. So if I had a dry bed, this is just going to fall straight through the soil. So I want to try and keep it together. So the water, if you like, in the bed acts as a bit of a glue. So now all I'm going to do is apply this to the base of each of the tomato plants. I'm not going to stick it on the weeds that I've got in here because they don't need it. Now I reckon that I'll probably have a bit of this left over. Once you mix it up, you can't sort of leave it, you have to use it straight away. So if I've got any extra, I'll show you. You know what? I said I'd have some left over. I've just about got enough. So I was wrong in all of that, but never mind. But if I had any left over, I'd have added that to the compost. It's a great addition to your compost piles. So there you go. That is how to use yeast in your veggie patch.